I think we are live. Can you go check that?
Yes, we are.
Alright, music on. I forgot to write the beginning intro script. Not that I do that very often, I just kind of started doing that, then I stopped doing it. Anyway, what?
It went. My video went to your Andvara full stream for a moment. That was weird.
Oh, that is weird. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another discussion. Irby is busy. What is the date of his treatment right now? So we'll be covering for him. Just us two, me and Zalkus.
Hello.
So you can find Zalkus's channel in the description, and with that, let us begin our discussion for the new content for the reprinted event of Make a Killing, the Beach House, and Andvari Falls. We will look over the ARs within the new banner first, and then we'll also be looking at the skills specific evolutions, co-release at the same time, volume 13. Hello. Let us jump right into it, as I say, as I'm not ready and I can't switch yet. Where's wait, where is it? Oh wait, I forgot to turn this on.
You're just as prepared as I am.
There you go. Hey, I'm plenty prepared. I'm just tired. I woke up. Anyway, so today we will start off with the free AR that you can get from the drop quests or from the item exchange of the reprinted event shop. The reprinted event, that is. Money Making Beach House, which is equipable on Nomad, Tatomo, Fire, and Water units. And what it essentially does is two-part functionality that aren't really related to each other. So ultimately, you'll want to consider equipping this card on two different kinds of classes of units. So what this unit... I just realized I didn't update the AR art for this. It's fine.
I was gonna say that.
It's fine. My notes are updated for it. So its first functionality is it bestows arousal to the unit, and it actually bestows arousal whenever they appear, but it also bestows it to the unit on the total turn 1 as well, because there's this little weird feature with the game mechanics themselves, or status effects that decrease or increase CP or decrease or increase HP. That occurs from statuses. It actually does not take effect for the end of turn 0. That is when you appear before the first turn of battle starts. So that's why they had to manually add in through a patch this total turn 1 thing where arousal is bestowed. But as a result, you technically receive arousal twice in the very beginning if you decide to equip this to a main unit. So that's why for that particular function, I'd recommend just equipping it to any unit with an after buff functionality that is CP to self, because arousal is already CP to self as well. So there are 3 units exactly. Surprisingly, there's that many units at all. Kasuga and Christmas Seas and Valentine Barguest all fit that role of bestowing CP to self when they receive a buff. Additionally, we have a feature where you're able to heal the unit directly in front of you whenever you move the equipping unit. So this is actually fairly strong for one unit, especially Kotaro, beachside Kotaro, because whenever evasion fails, you can just keep on healing them. So Kotaro is now officially a healer, in addition to a defensive tank, in addition to being a board wiper. So he can do a bit of everything now, since he can just spam 400 healing, which is pretty sizable. Now mind you, this is presuming you get all 100 copies of this dupe, which is fairly possible, since this is, again, a welfare AR. Just make sure you get it, because they haven't been printing any welfare ARs outside of that. But other units that would be applicable, of course, would be any other backline defense support types. So Seth also bestows, beachside Seth bestows protection to adjacent units, and Housamo can bestow tenacity every time he moves because he gets it on turn start and gives it all his buffs. He also can give defense up. And Snow, of course, is the class case where you can just bestow tenacity and spam healing as well. So all these units, I would say, are well suited.
You said all the units I wanted to say for the healing part. Or I guess I could say Leonan, but That we already discussed that, saying that was a poor decision.
I was saying, do not equip this on Lianen unless you're a complete weenie. It's like, oh no, yeah, it's to cancel out the damage that Lianen gives. The damage is part of the good thing from Lianen. It makes her limit stronger. What are you? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Well, there might
if
be
you're
a
playing
case
with Lianen, stop being a weenie. Jesus Christ.
There might be a case where you want the HP, but anyway, I was going to say something else about Cthulhu. With this, I feel like this AR is it gives him the 2 buffs, which is cool and all, but there are better ARs for Cthulhu, plenty of better ARs. Just because his main function is being the CS nuker, so you probably want something for CS damage instead. But I guess this is good if you just want those 2 buffs on turn 1. But
yeah, to double activate it.
I mean, it's welfare, so I guess I shouldn't expect it to be that strong, even though we got some CS multiplier ones at New Year's, I think. Was it New Year's?
Which one are you referring to right now specifically?
The Wakandan.
Yeah, that was New. That was anniversary. That was
anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think it was anniversary, wasn't it? It's like I keep on forgetting the two in terms of. I think it was New Year's. Actually. No, was that anniversary? I don't know.
It was your Yogi anniversary, right? So
okay, yeah, it was anniversary, I guess.
Yeah, it was probably anniversary. Anyway, so I think this is it's okay, but I think the arousal is a bit of a meme. I don't know why they made it when appearing and total turn 1 instead of just changing the when appearing to turn 1. But
because they want whoever appears from the backline to receive it immediately. I don't know.
I get that. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work if they appear anyway. That part doesn't work.
It will work if it's just any turn later than turn 1.
Oh, right.
Did you know that? Okay.
I don't know the specifics of how when appearings work. I don't usually notice them.
Gotta play around them. They're very good memes. Skill conditions.
But yeah, I don't really have that much to say about this since you pretty much said.
Alright. We'll just move on to the comments. Fine. Besides, Irby's here, and I want to say hi before he disappears. Hey, Irby. Is Chris Wizard actually an applicable unit for this? What's his type again? He's like water. I guess he could up this. Does he have any defensive abilities when he moves?
I do not remember.
He has like harder on move, and he has
burn
advantage, is burning everyone, and I don't know. I don't remember.
A quick stall while I go look up his page.
Okay. But yeah. Nice to see that you can make it in spirit, Irby. Very cool.
Hello, Irby.
Oh no. The true first comment from Law. I didn't able to scrolling off screen. First, hello. Nomad cooking is yummy. Oh yes, I can give it to Valentine Vargas. Yeah. Well, in as opposed to like any other AR that gives CP directly, but if I suppose it would give a bit more CP than that, since double CP proc.
Dead. No, you want to finish that first?
No, so that's pretty much it. I'm still reading the comments though.
Okay. Dead gives protection to self and allies in a cross formation.
Yeah, I forgot about that completely.
80%.
No, I'm sorry, but yeah, Dead would be a good choice then, since he is also a defensive tank, and now he has feeling functionality. I guess, I don't know, he is kind of a backliner because, I mean, you don't always want him in front. There's an entire ability dedicated to him not moving at all, which is weird, but it exists if you're into that. What was it called? Non-acceleration strengthening or something? Oddly specific.
Yeah, that was right.
Yeah, alright. Giving it to Goemon is weird for me. This AR can be equipped on Goemon, I guess, but not really much use on them. He gets his charge fairly fine by himself, but mostly through offensive abilities, not really through buffing. So
he is a healer, I guess, but he doesn't have any other reason to move, I believe.
Yeah, and he doesn't heal on charge either. So, yeah. Oh, if you're referring to the healing ability, yeah, I wouldn't equip him Goemon personally.
I mean, hey, he could heal if you steal Blessing or something.
No. Anyway. Yes. New Year's. Hi. Oh, okay. So Milk says it's New Year's. Even though I thought it was anniversary. Maybe, I don't know, I'm confused. I thought all those ARs released at the same time, didn't they? They're like the anniversary AR and then the Miyaki AR. Oh, wait, never mind. That was New Year's, I guess. There were 3 of them, but then there were 2 more, which were from New Year's. Anyway, this isn't part of the discussion. Water, wet, yes, he has protection, and on miss CP's gent self. Cuckoo hints. I'm sorry, Uri, but like even when you're fully seated, that I just don't remember as a kid at all. Maybe I should review it one time. I love using Bargus. Yeah, he's alright. I use Bargus occasionally, downside Bargus that is. And sometimes I use it as a regular kit too, just because he has a stigma range and as well as like a fairly substantial CPU reduction, all at magic range, which is nice. Hello, Evandul. You certainly do exist. Nice to see you. I can't remember if I saw you before, but welcome if this is your first time here, and welcome back if it's not. Alright, that's pretty much it, I think, unless you have anything else to add, Zalgus?
Nah, not really.
Alright, we shall move on to the next AR. Zalgus feel.
The one that I do not have assets for. Right, so Eyes on the Prize, one of the 5-star ARs. So the skill effect of it is 50 CP to self when you move, which is it's a flat 50 CP. So even if you only get one copy, it's always 50. The problem is that the base rate is 15%, scaling up to 30%. So even though it's a really powerful effect, I feel like the effect is the proc rate is so low that unless you plan to like save scum or something, it's not really something that you rely on. It's nice to have for sure, because 50 CP is a lot, but
Zalgus, you're not supposed to bring up turn scum on stream. It doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, don't pay attention to my videos. Right, so it also gives CS multiplier up, which I think that part is more interesting. So Magic and Nun this is the first CS multiplier AR for Magic and Nun units, so that's completely unique. In particular, this means it's the first CS multiplier AR that Christine can equip, who was, the OG all range meme.
Yeah, just in principle of the fact that it has that multiplier and it's in such important ranges when it comes to charges, magic, and mag. It doesn't even matter what the skill is. You could equip this AR on those specific like charge spammers or one-time charges or whatever they are, just charges in general. And this AR would be quite good on them as a result, just like that one CS multiplier increase.
Yeah. Other units who. The reason Chris is the first thing that Christine can equip is because of her element all around, which never gets anything. So
she the 1-star AR. Amazing.
She has to rely on her weapon type instead, which this is the first one. Other units who have magic range or none range have generally had other ARs to equip. Maybe not 5-star ARs, but they already have CS multipliers at least. But so some of the units who rely on their CS are Ban Typhon, Yasuyori, or Christmas Yasuyori, Astaroth and Astarte, who you can get their SA 100 for lots of damage, and Summer Kotaro, of course. Obviously, this AR is designed for Summer Kotaro, because...
It's kind of surprising. Summer Kotaro is so strong enough, but honestly, like, a number of these ARs are perfectly suited for Kotaro. Even the 3-star AR, like I just said. It's pretty funny how much they're giving Kotaro love here in this event.
Yeah. He's the secret 5-star of the banner.
It's no secret.
Yeah. Summer Kotaro, he moves for evasion and tenacity, so he will always have the chance to proc that 50% or 50 CP, and obviously his CS is notoriously powerful. So it's time for him, but in my opinion, I think the CP multi effect is good, but also bad. 50 CP is a lot, but the rate is so low I wouldn't bother planning around it. I think
the only way to really make use of it is if you have the unit that was constantly spamming moving. So Kotaro beats that, essentially.
Yeah, but you might even get anyway, because 15%.
Yeah, it's just like whenever it happens, it'll make you get it a couple turns early or something.
I think it's just I would personally just use this as a stat stick just for the CS multiplier, and if the CP effect happens, that's cool. But if it doesn't, then you just rely on the increased CS damage. I guess Re-Andvari could also use it because he wants to move for concentration and crit. He also gains CP on hit at a 50% rate, so it's okay. And he'll hit very hard with his CS, so it's not like super synergistic with him, but it works for him too. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I'm gonna read out a list of units that I thought were synergistic, so some of these might actually overlap with what we already said. So there's Beachside Kotaro, as we know, Christine, as you already know. Corporate Core 5 is an alright choice because even though like he is a weaker one, like he is designed to do like damage when he charges, so it'd be an alright choice for him. Kuniyoshi 5 Nightmare, which is like, yeah, 5-star multiplier as well. Amatsumara, his fashion variant, because he actually gets his charge super quickly already. So that if it's a good way to get a beefed up charge on turn 2 since he's, or even turn 1 depending on your setup. So yeah, if you want like a quick charge setup, could be good for that. Regular Furufumi, since of course he doesn't need to move, but like he gets his charge for free without even moving. And we also have the new unit Valentine Kengo. He actually does move a lot if you want maximum damage, and you know, on his charge he just does twice as much damage as his regular, so it's good for him as well. And just again, Andvari himself, Andvari 5.
Did you already try a 2x CS multiplier on Furufumi with single Bulls Club and that didn't work out?
No one needs to know. Furufumi meta. Okay, yeah, those are all my thoughts on this.
Shall I read the comments now?
Yes, you shall.
Where were we? Like, just there we go. I almost never have him on support, so that probably doesn't help. Well, Dead,
yeah.
Christmas Dead 5. Who do you... He normally has Triton, doesn't he?
I think so, yeah. Not that he uses Triton either. I don't think that's Triton. It might be someone else. Who knows?
Tell us who your water is. I'm always looking at another unit only. Even one unit reduces his own CP when he gets hit. Who is this?
I mean,
is it Argus?
Argus? He doesn't, does he? Even when he introduces his own CP when he gets it. I don't know who he's talking about in this place, but it could be Argus, his regular.
Lord, tell us that too. Yes, of course the biggest stat increase goes to HP. Yeah, because this AR needs all the holding back as well. Yeah, it's a shame this AR doesn't just have 1000 attack. That would be much better.
I mean, it's just, you know, it's just a stat boost at the end of the day. It doesn't affect it too much. Plus, this is like, it has an OK amount of attack. It's not like it's all HP.
Oh my god, Azazel and Claude equip it. Yes, put it on them. No, don't put it on them. They don't really. I don't even remember what they're. I think Claude attack up.
Yeah, he's more of a support unit. I'm not sure what he does for his charge. It might also be attack up, but even then, it's like whatever.
It's attack up to allies, is what it is. I use them sometimes, so I don't remember what Azazel does though.
Probably remove defense or some shit like that.
That AR, ooh. The most important thing about this AR are Andvari's boobs. They're pretty big.
His boobs?
Yes, I can't. Boobs.
Oh.
Titty.
His literal rack put up in this bag.
I can't stop looking at his body. Man, Andvari's very much broken. I'd say it's broken, but yeah, it's very strong. Very, very simple, yet very strong. I still hate Kengo's Valentine's variant. He still has thinks he still has Triton on water. Azazel CS is heal to self and allies. Now.
Yeah. Amazing.
This Booba.
When will we get shard skill evos? Please, LifeWonders, that'd be interesting. I'd love to talk about this.
This is literally the Kengo AR. The Kengo solos everything 2021 meta. You hear that? Oh wait, no, you didn't. Never mind. I was gonna say you should pull for this arrow.
God damn it! I did pull for this. You already know that. And yeah, we'll just move on to the next thing. This is a good AR. Thankfully, it's permanent, just like any other AR. So maybe I'll like sack it. Maybe I've been told like it was regular better before, so.
I wouldn't mind having it just for the CS multiplier effect. I do use Christine sometimes, so.
I wouldn't mind it just to have more options to play with Kotaro, since I only have like 5 billion ways to play Kotaro. I need 5 billion more ways to play him.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's evasion spam or just, you know, doing dungeons or blowing everything up in every single phase or blowing everything up once with extreme damage. There's way too many ways, strong ways you can play with Kotaro. Anyway, we will move on to the next AR. Attack of the Killer Watermelons. By the way, I hope you're enjoying your own Kengo so far, Irby. It's very powerful at Sacred Artifact level 46. So this is the Volos Choji AR, 4-star, and its primary thing. This definitely would have been given to Irby if he was doing a discussion with us. It's the flat damage meta AR. Essentially, whenever a unit is hit, the equipping unit is hit, or whenever they leave, they inflict damage. Depending on whether it's on departure or when they're struck, it's a large different amount. So really, the only things the only ones who would really benefit from this, since it's such a trivial amount, are those who can get struck a whole lot. So that's why I'd say equipping it on tanks is just a natural fit, since, you know, their job is to get hit a lot and to just stall. Of course, the damage wouldn't be too much, but it was never going to be that much anyways. So yeah, equip it on tanks. That includes Kurogane, 5, surprisingly, and Satago 5, don't forget his Evo, Virtual Summer Memory Shenron, Valentine Bargist, Marcosius, Furufumi, and what's called, just because of his gut spam, you can also equip it on
How dare you?
What, Ombre Tigre? What?
You forgot his name.
Yeah, I did. No excuses there. Ombre Tigre, Virtual Summer Memory, Ombre Tigre. And he'd also be good with anyone who already has existing offensive on departure function. So both Kasuga as well as 3-star Vork, Men, Marduk. Yeah, they have abilities that lets them do flat damage right when they leave. So this is a nice way to pursue it, especially since the departure ability deals in like 5 times more flat damage. So 5k, it's an okay amount, but it definitely makes their own personal flat damage when they leave that much stronger. But again, this is only if you're planning for them to leave. Please don't just slap them on them for no reason if you're planning to keep them on board. Only equip it if you're actually planning for them to leave the board eventually. Alright, so those are all my thoughts on this.
Why is Seth there?
Seth? Oh.
He can't go with this.
Oh my god, this is what happened. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I have like several tabs open, and I open like, I'm looking at one of the windows except for the previous layer, which is water, and but basically I was looking at the wrong one. So Seth does not exist, but he does not belong in the list. But yeah, pretend he's not there.
Yeah, Seth can't quit this. It should have been so.
Oh yeah, so.
I wanted to say Marduk, but you already said him. Some of the other units I was thinking of for this are Kotaro 5-star, but that's his skill Evo, so we'll talk about that later, I guess. There was also Nomad and Jarl, who have Blink Jumper for evasion spam, but I think their rates kind of suck a bit too much for that. It's only 28%, although Jarl can get 5 procs out of it. So yeah, I'll say that anyone who can spam evasion.
Yeah, there's like different classes of tanks. Any class of tank will work, but of course some are riskier than others. There's more reliable tanks that have like 1 or 2, defensive buffs or offense damage debuffs. Furufumi was curse and protection. But then there is also those that rely on guts or evasion, and they're kind of tanks on their own, right? It's just they're riskier, obviously. So consider that.
You could also just put it on anyone who you're pairing with someone who enables them to become a tank, i.e. if you pair anyone with Summer Kotaro. We're going to be saying that a lot, aren't we?
This is the beachside Kotaro banner.
Yes, it is. There's also Daikoku 5 if you want the protection and defense up spam. But yeah, pretty much anyone who can become a tank somehow, whether it be them or their team comp.
Yep. Okay, I think that's everything we can say about this, unless you have anything else on top of that.
You think it would be funny if you had this AR against a giant enemy with Marduk and you had him die?
The giant enemy would probably have HP in like the 100,000, so it's probably not going to be useful at all.
No, don't say that.
It's facts. And like, they probably have some dumb mechanic where, it's like reduced damage, but then they take like, negative 10,000 HP every single time they're hit or something. So that they have like an approximate amount of turns they'd lose. That's usually how LifeWonders seems to be doing bosses nowadays.
Yeah. Well, there is a giant enemy we can test this on right now, because it's Alberic, but yeah. I do not have this AR, unfortunately.
I'm probably not going to bother testing. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and read the comments.
Abby, test this.
Where are we?
I have an AR.
You have an AR? Tron, Booba.
No.
I have that AR. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that.
Alright. I have that AR. Yes. I'll probably try to pull for it. Pull for Kuniyoshi.
That's the previous AR.
To pull for it for Kuniyoshi. I see. So that would be, what was the previous year? Oh, hold on.
CS damage and
yeah. So it's like, that'll be good for him. Just because, like, actually, I'm not. Kuniyoshi might need an Evo. we'll see if he gets for that.
He has all range possession, I think it was.
It's good on principle if everyone was immune to possession anyways. So take that as you will. And also, like, Ellie exists now, to which she does it better. Let's see. Ouch. Yeah, it's good for Valentine Bar, I guess. Owu Man Tiger, as his name is Spanish. Sure. So yes, that shouldn't be there. I get it, but yeah, this Soul isn't here because this is also the Bully Irby stream, and start spamming evasion equals infinite evasion buff. So fun fact: fully seated Kotaro with moving behind with Goemon means he gets to bestow what's called evasion guaranteed. So that's always a mean combo I like to consider doing. Or you could just use Echo for all range position. True, I forgot that Echo does that too, but yeah.
Echo could also equip this because she has to get hit to turn into all range, and she also gives Guts on phase start, so she can always get a bit of use out of this.
I was considering putting her on here, but I was just like, you only really want her hit once per phase. It's like, and then like hide her away after, because then she like loses all her instantly, and then she loses her Guts. So I don't know, she's like an okay choice, I guess, but the thing is, she won't be hit very much. She has to get hit, but she won't be hit very much, is what I think. So that's why I didn't put her here. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this. So we will move on to the next AR. Golden Harvest, if you will, Saugus.
As soon as I think, there you go. Right, so this is the other 5-star AR. I think it has a pretty nice effect. It gives combo when attacking at 30% to 60% rate to self, and it heals a bit to allies adjacent, not the self, after attacking. So the problem with this AR is that the restrictions are actually really prohibitive. Volos and Goemon can equip it, and thrust units.
Isn't it ironic that this is if this was a blow unit, it might have been blow restriction, it might have been better.
Yes, because then
they actually have more functionality when it comes to missing or attacking. Whereas thrust is just like, hey, I'm a thrust unit, but I have other things that's not related to it.
But yeah, so the problem with thrust units is that most of them they're not really designed for like when attacking support, so they don't really get that much benefit out of the combo besides the minor damage increase you get from attacking twice. There are a few who like activate crit when you're attacking, for example. Like there's Fashionista Wakan, Summer Jiraiya, Jugo. There might be more, but I didn't look too far beyond that. So I guess they can make use of the combo. Like it's not that bad on them, especially like Fashionista Wakan's crit is absurd, and he already does lots of damage, so more always goes well. But I feel like the best abusers for this are people who can cheat and are not limited to the thrust range. So the 3 units who can use this who aren't thrust range, well, there's Volos, but he's short range and he doesn't really benefit from combo. So the 3 I'm thinking of are Hephaestus, Goemon, and Alp. Hephaestus 5, Vanilla 5, is thrust range, where you can change to magic range on move. So that lets him try and
he actually wants combo too. It's not like
he does.
Combo.
Yeah, he has crit on hit to self and allies left and right, and he has weakness. I think he also has nullify buff.
I think.
Yeah, he has paralysis and nullify buff, I think.
Nullify buff might be his 3-star. I forgot, but I feel like there's one different functionality between them.
Yes, but that's just 5, so he can cheat and fish for lots of combo procs, because he can try and proc combo 5 times, and then he can try and get that crit and weakness twice, which is kind of ridiculous. So combo's great. Stigma? What?
Oh, sorry. Irby just said it. F5 has Stigma.
I never use Hephaestus 5, unfortunately, because it's always about 3-star. Oh well. Alp, he can change to Alp 4 can change to all range, and he can since he'll hit everyone, he can he has lots of chances to get combo, and he can try for his debuffs twice. Which honestly, he needs that help because his two of his debuffs, Charm and what was it, Dazzle, have really trash rates. His Drain's okay, but Drain sucks, and most things are immune to it. And then there's Goemon, who with combo, he can get more CP and CP drain and healing. And another
it's really awesome with Goemon with his new Evo, but he was already a healer before, and now he can heal a lot more with this. So just doing twice as much. Like combo healing has always been fairly strong. So there's a class of what's called skills that for now, I'm going to call stackables until we have a better term for them. But basically, things that aren't just simple buffs. So, for example, things like increasing HP or decreasing HP, or increasing CP or decreasing CP, or removing statuses, or even blowback. All these things have something in common, and that is you can do them what's called with combo, and then they like activate. They have like twice the efficacy. Unlike with things like buffs, where you're not going to get the same buff twice, right? So that's why I always say if you see combo, try to equip it on these particular classes. And Goemon 4 would be the prime example for that. So if you'll keep going.
That was pretty much all I wanted to say. It's just a shame that all the thrust units are really not designed around when attacking, so they can't really get benefit out of this. But yeah, those three, Alp, Hephaestus 5, and Goemon. Use those.
Imagining having an AR discussion without Alp somewhere in there. Fucking Alp is in every single AR discussion we have, even though no one ever uses him, and he'll never be used even if every AR shoots him.
Hey, maybe he'll get a Evo at some point, and then we can bring this back up.
That sounds about as likely as Nightmare Kingdom being reprinted, but we'll see.
I mean, eventually, surely.
Sure. Fingers crossed. But yeah. Other things I'd recommend, I guess. So, like I said, stackables are good. So, Terra Mighty 4. If you have a case where there's like a whole bunch of debuffs you need to remove, and you don't want to rely on some remove all debuff thing, then having combo on Terra Mighty 4 would be good. And if you need to push someone back 2 squares backwards, then Aegir Frat could be good, since he could actually combo that. Push a single unit twice backwards, all the way to someone who's right in front of him. And you can also have a Human Kamui 4 who has some functionality with I believe healing or CP to the units adjacent to him every single time he attacks. And Eita 5, I believe he also has some functionality, along with Ardor. I believe he also bestows CP to self. So yeah, any unit like that, HP, CP, status removal, or blowback. And there's also a few other units that, I'm not going to say they're they're the best match for this, but rather these units, if you want to use them, then this AR would be good for them, even though I wouldn't necessarily suggest using them. So users that are reliant on low rate skill effects. So either version of Nomad, his regular or his Iron version, he has that Link Jumper thing or whatever it's called, where it's evasion whenever he attacks. If you want to increase the rate for that evasion, then go ahead and equip that on him. You also have a regular Kungo 5 if you want to bestow crit left and right, and Zabanya 5 if you want to reroll for attack up a bit more. So things like that.
That's pretty much it, isn't it?
Okay, read out the comments.
Where were we? Ross. Yes, this is by Ross. Very good art. I really like the art in this AR. I want this for the art. Yeah, it's pretty good. How many AR for Frost unit give combo now? 3, I believe. Shooting Stars, this one, and there was one more. Which one was it?
It was the one on this, I think, with Kagutsuchi.
Oh, yes, and that one. He could shoot. Yeah. Isn't that all of the combo ARs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Even though they're not really designed that well for it, but whatever.
I guess that's the reason. Oh well.
Yeah.
The Hephaestus AR. Yeah. Oh wait, Christmas C3 equips that AR. What does he do again besides buff spread?
Evasion. Which is... I forget. I forget. I think that's on charge. I actually can't remember. But
bring up his page. Maybe get back to me on that.
I was considering doing that, but then it was at that point, just use beachside sus. What the heck?
You can't get combo. Anyway, or on itself, but yeah, just use Beast Seth. Anyway, Goemon is the one that benefits the most from it. Yeah, I think he's one of the best proponents for using it. Stigma to Hephaestus. Alright, it's better on Hef. Well, you have to have Hef 5, unfortunately, which is a 5-star, so trying to fish for that is not nearly as easy as trying to fish for Goemon. And, Goemon's on rate up right now. Hef 5 is Stigma, Hef 3 is Nullify buff. I see. Thank you for that, because I didn't realize that. Does that mean he doubles up on damage, buffs, and crit?
Yep.
Nice. Dead dog. Hef's voice of the same sub voice of the Decimate Espali. I mean, I'm afraid I cannot parse that.
Go on.
I wonder how the combat damage multiplier works with this AR. How so? Like, it's after
Oils, I presume.
It's after attacking, so I assume there shouldn't be a problem.
That means the first one shouldn't receive the penalty, but the second hit should. Presuming that's the combo that activates by this AR.
Eventually, everyone will have an Evo. I didn't think so. The rate that they're going is way too slow for everyone to have an Evo.
When will Beachside Kotaro get an Evo?
Yeah. He's the one who did it. I guess the regular Algernon, if it wasn't mentioned. Doesn't he already have combo?
Yes. Well, I'm not sure if he has combo, but I'm not sure if he'd benefit from that thing. I remember he does like break 2 collateral units left and right, and he has like crit on move, which is guaranteed now. Yeah, I don't know. He might already have combo too. I forgot.
I'm pretty sure he already has combo. Actually, I have his page up now.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, combo to self. After moving, and crit to self. So,
well, yeah. If you're not moving Algernon, then I'm not sure why you're bringing Algernon in the first place. He is a unit you want to move with and like kill by moving him constantly.
Well, the only reason he has to move is for the CP and combo, so if you use this instead, you don't have to move him. But I personally wouldn't plan around a 30% base combo, but you could do that. Or you could just bring Seth.
Yeah. My god, Beachside is heavily stacked. Why does Seth exist compared to, like, why is Seth the only one who can really combo that reliably? Jesus Christ.
I mean, Volos.
No.
It's right here.
He
was the original combo, man.
No.
Leonan and Evo. I want them to give Leonan and Evo, and it's just like the most pointless thing ever. Like spirits to ally in front. There we go. He does, but when you move him, yeah, combo. So if you don't want to move Aghanon, Fenrir 4 can equip it, I guess. Isn't most of Fenrir 4's stuff when being struck?
Yeah, his entire thing is bind the enemy when he's struck, and tenacity and move or something.
That feel with the bind.
And he heals, I think, and CP, but it's just, I don't know. He could use it for sure.
He doesn't really benefit from combo that much. Crit is on attack, yes. Fenrir 4-star can equip it. Yeah, I don't think
he has that heal and CP, I think, from Devourer of Worlds or something. So, like I said, it could work well for that kind of category of units with stackables like healing or CP.
Volos does not exist. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Volos for this one, I guess, since he can actually equip it. Let's see, his base version will get a bit of extra healing out of it, since he heals when attacking. That's about it, though. I guess he can now give combo to the entire team if he has it, because he can give himself combo now. And his beachside version can fish for crit twice, so that's useful at least, but nothing, special compared to the other people who I said can fish for crit.
Yeah.
When Fenrir said 1000 divided cuts like Melio does, when he said Kamishi Gidin, I'm afraid I do not understand the reference.
We shall move on with the next AR. Okay, Surfing the Wave featuring Goemon yet again, and Seth. So this AR essentially makes everyone Ombre Tigre by letting them pull in within a square in front of them, so like a 3x3 square. And it also gives the units obstruct advantage, so it's a fairly simple AR. Of course, just by that obstruct advantage, just bring anyone who can equip it that can inflict obstruct. So Goemon, yeah, and what's it called? If you want to equip it on Daiti, then sure, he also inflicts it when attacking. So they're both good for taking advantage of that. More likely you'd be wanting use this AR for what's it called? The pull itself, which is like a very high rate, and you know, it's not the worst weapon type to bring it in because, you know, lower units typically actually need to have units up close to hit them more than any other weapon range. And I would say just bring it with anyone who already has that sort of functionality of when they hit units or when they are struck. Because, you know, if they're up close, that means they're more likely to get struck, but you can also hit someone more. So bring Fashionista Suzuka so you can actually get that, like, charm going on. Up close, she can already pull units in one square, but now you can pull units, like, 2 squares in, I suppose. I actually looked up what's called Nightmare Durga's kit, and she actually does have a decent amount of one-struck functionality too. I didn't even realize that, but she does, like, Ardor to, like, units adjacent or something like that whenever she attacks units. And Ritual Summer Memory, Ombre Tigre. Again, I'd recommend another AR from him. He already does pull units in this exact range, but now he can pull units in twice in this range. So units that are, like, short range away, he'll be able to pull them all the way within range for his own punch. So that stacks, if you didn't know. Nausea, they can equip this as well because, you know, they like punching things. They have that paralysis when they are struck, and they can also do crit and, like, I believe burn when they hit the units themselves and do that push meme. And what's called Pollux, Christmas Pollux is able to do the whole, you know, evasion and guts. I think it's to self whenever he hits allies, or I mean hits enemies, that is. Breachite Seth, he actually does have a decent functionality when he hits units. It's just easy to forget because people always just use him for combo. But he does a what's it called? He, like, inflicts curse within slash range whenever he hits a unit. And for the similar reasons, bringing regular Seth would be good for this AR as well, just because he likes to get hit to inflict skill luck. And he also has some other functionality when struck because of his Evo as well.
I thought Beast Seth also inflicts remove buff, and nullify buff.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well, that part was more interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely consider using them in those cases. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You settled the units I wanted to say.
Gonna say that every time I say my part, Salgus? Or are you trying hard enough, Salgus?
Stop being so good at your job. So one thing to mention about Fashion Suzuka is that her pull is turn start, it's short range, so she will only pull the column in front of her. So unlike, say, Hombre Tigre, who will pull everyone in that 3x3 to the front row if possible, Suzuka will only pull the column in front of her. So if you plan on using this to try and pull people right at the start, keep that in mind, that Suzuka can't pull everyone.
Yeah, well, it's on turn start, I believe, for her pull, so...
Yeah, but it means she just can't do all 3 columns on turn 1.
Yeah. I mean, it's something.
Also, that damage multiplier is kind of a meme. So it's like, no one uses Obstruct.
I mean, it's not super uncommon, but it's just like the units who do inflict Obstruct can't really pick up this AR. Except for Goemon. So this is really just, there's a lot of ARs that just flat out buff Goemon and stuff. Like, you know, we'll get back to the combo AR, but it is incredibly strong, that combo AR on Goemon. We'll talk about that more later. And this AR is also just a flat out damage buff to Goemon, very basic, direct.
Yeah, he already has attack up, so he can deal damage with it. Unfortunately, Deity cannot do very good damage because their base attack is like 2,800, which is, like, really low.
It's an option, I guess.
It's an option.
Okay, I will just read out the comments. Let's see. OMG Goemon trying to carry Seth. Let's see. Wow. Seth is, like, totally holding over every other transient on surfboard. First gank lane, now Goemon. Yes, equip it on Summer Tigre for the super suck. That is correct. Basically make a better Dagon. Don't tell RBS about that. Let's see. Barrowson used this in his farming quest vids for quicker clears. Oh, did he? I actually just... I should look at those videos again. I didn't bother looking at his farming quest vids for a while, because honestly, I just continue them, because I personally even think they're very interesting. MGC Suzuka, using blow units, we'll call them one punch. Yeah. Also, usually everyone is immune to obstruct and drain and challenge quests anyways. The ones that would be important to inflict on anyways for the cheese. Yeah, this is mostly just for mobs. But yeah, about that. We'll talk more about obstruct immunity and challenge quests again when it comes to Goemon's Evo. Make Goemon equip both Goemon ARs somehow.
One day we'll get double pots.
Yeah, it's possible. In some other gacha games, I believe, you can equip multiple things, so maybe that'll happen in the future update. Units being able to equip more than one AR. And that would open the floodgates for a lot of interesting things for sure.
I agree, but I feel like it might be a bit too strong in this one. Because we've got a lot more diverse effects than just like stat sticks.
Well, that's fine. Let's
It would be interesting.
Let's make it super. Let's make super broken units instead.
Can you imagine ×4 multipliers?
Well, it wouldn't be ×4. It would be +4. But yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, +4.
All right, we are done with this AR. So goodbye. I didn't get it. And we will now talk about Kotaro's skill evolution for Ninja. And Zalgas, if you will.
Oh boy, Kotaro time. Right, so unfortunately Summer Kotaro did not get his Evo, but his regular 5-star got it. Right, so they increased it's for his ninja skill, and it increased the proc rate of his evasion a bit, so now it's 50% when moving, which is much better than 36, but it's still not that great in my opinion. But the real meat of it is that he gains a buff called Evasion Strengthening. While he has evasion, he has plus 80% proc rate. This guarantees his crit when attacking, so that's pretty good, because 40% crit is not great. He also gains 2 effects where he applies Darkness and Bind when he's hit. Bind only to the enemy who attacked him, and Darkness in a pyramid in front of him, or a wide slash magic range if you want. They have really low base rates. You can see that it's 10%, but with evasion strengthening that becomes 90%. So the idea is just to spam
for me.
That's okay. Seeded Kotaro, man. not everyone can have a seeded Kotaro.
Yeah, not everyone has a big brain like me.
So the idea of Kotaro now is to spam evasion so he can just get those 2 debuffs on people, and also spam crit if need be. He also gains a 2x damage multiplier to Darkness, which is nice. So this, I think this Evo is decent. Since it guarantees his crit and has a Darkness multiplier, he actually deals decent damage now. Let me check my note. If he has crit and Darkness on the enemy, he will deal. Where the hell did I write it? There is. He'll deal 18k damage. The problem is he can't do that with initiative because he has to get hit first.
Well, if he does have initiative, it's going to go with evasion, so it's whatever.
Yeah. So Darkness and Bind together are really strong. It prevents them from CSing, it prevents them from using any skills, and it stacks to damage reduction, or damage reducing debuffs. 0.4 times 2, or times by itself is 0.2025. So they'll be dealing 1/5 of their damage, which is quite frankly absurd, considering they also won't have any skills at their disposal, or their CSs. So Kotaro, obviously you can just move him on his own for evasion, but I feel like the rate is a bit too low for that. So I think it's better to use Kotaro with other people who can grant him evasion at higher rates. Since Kotaro applies damage reducing debuffs, you probably want him in front so that he applies the damage debuffs first, and then
the first one to be hit.
Yeah, and then the person behind will then benefit from Darkness and Bind.
So say it.
Fine. Let me look at my notes to see if I can say this in a different order. Okay, so unfortunately, there is only one person who can apply. Well, there's 2 people, but only one who can really do it reliably. There's only one person who can do crit evasion to the person in front reliably. It's Summer Kotaro.
Let's go.
So Summer Kotaro gives 80% evasion to the ally in front when he moves. The only other person who can do it repeatedly is Bertro on turn start. He does it all around, or adjacent, but his rates are really low. It ranges from 10% to 40% if you keep moving him, and he takes a bit to ramp up. So Summer Kotaro is by far the best ally for Kotaro 5 because he can spam evasion on him. Kind of silly, but that's just how it goes. You can also just pair him with other people who bestow evasion. Maybe there are a few who can do it like high rate, but they can only do it for like 1 or 2 turns. Vanilla Shenong and Duo can do it turn 1. Shenong has to move, Duo does it face start, and Valentine's Gunzo does it twice, but only to left and right. There's also if you can just have Kotaro
himself too, isn't it?
Who, Valentine's Gunzo?
Yeah.
Or Shenong? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's self, but I think Shenong would also be to self. So
there's also like other evasion bestowers, like people who bestow behind. But generally, you probably want them tanky enough to actually.
Now that you think about it, it's just because by that principle that both Valentine Gunzo and Vanilla Shenong can bestow an evasion turn 1. Kotaro is really good with just those units, specifically because of their high rates and like continuing off, like making that disablement a bit longer, because make them not do any damage turn 1, and then Kotaro essentially just extends that to 3 turns instead. So
I just realized this will have a very good synergy with Goemon, but we'll talk about that later.
Kotaro and Goemon forever, the better.
Ninja Banner. So other evasion bestowers, so Yasuo, Oniwaka, Kamui. That makes the Darkness and Bind less effective because Kotaro won't be able to reach as far with the Darkness, and also Yasuo, or the guy in front, will be getting hit without the Darkness and Bind, but yeah. Summer Kotaro, the best ally for Kotaro 5. It's really silly, but that's just how it goes. There's some other synergies, I guess. The problem is that not many units inflict darkness for Kotaro to take advantage of. It's like Ellie, Tezcat, Gyobu, and Wrestlers, and there are a few who can do it with CSing, but that's like Lieutenant and Bertro. But that isn't frequent enough to be useful if you want to take advantage of the Kotaro damage. I guess it would work for Lieutenant, but everything works with Lieutenant.
I'm sure. Maybe I'll find a meme use for Kotaro. I already fully see him. This is like, I don't like the idea of using his own evasion, but like now that you brought up like these different units you can bring with him, I didn't examine the units that could go well with Kotaro that carefully, but now that you bring it up, I feel like I'll have fun with Kotaro later.
Yeah, there'll sure be some meme about it later, but
it also depends on challenge quests they're offering me to mine. Thankfully, they're not offering me to Darkness though, so he also has that advantage. Yeah.
Well, recently they've been allowing us to bind more units rather than just outright outlawing it, which is good because that would just neuter so many units. Because it's still useful to bind some of the other units, even if you can't bind the specific.
Yeah, I like that LifeWonders' recent philosophy was how to use bind. It's just that you could use a bind unit, but then like you'd be sacrificing a slot for the units that can't be binded. So it's like a balancing game, just like everything, just like it should be with like which units you want to bring. They can't do everything. If you want to bind some units, then you'll have to sacrifice like that extra damage from maybe another Lianon or something.
Right. So yeah, Kotaro, Summer Kotaro. He's really good at disabling, and he does decent damage, and he is evasion tank man.
Decent damage dealer, decent damage attenuator, and
I think it's more than decent, honestly, for damage attenuation.
Yeah. Well, that evasion activation is always like the main point of contention here, but it's a nice gimmick, I think.
Oh yeah, decent evo.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and read the comments if you will. Never say never.
Never say never. There you go. Suzuka removes obstruct, I think. Does she? I don't remember. I don't remember.
I can't remember. I use it a lot, but like only just rare units.
Only horizontal movement and Ardor. That's what you care about, right? And charm. You can't forget about the charm. Also,
gotta love how like that was the one defining feature of her kit, and she's not even that amazing a charmer. And most enemies are into charm too.
It's like 10%. Also, it wouldn't be better Dagon because enemies can just go to the back line again. No more pull on the same phase. It's fine, Obi. Just kill them as soon as you pull them. His cost is 24. Yes, all 5 stars have 24 cost, so Kotaro 5 will cost 24. Kotaro with Kotaro meta. Trust yourself. Now that's why I call self-love. Yeah. Nah.
Okay.
So brazen. Yeah, I tried Triton Kotaro 5 for the reprint CQ, and it was okay, I guess. But Triton doesn't really have that great evasion race, even though I feel like it's actually really quite good in dungeon, but it's only like 28, isn't it? 20%?
It's something that you'll have to ask Triton. Evasion's alright.
I have to ask Obi.
Yeah.
Also, Xmas Seatree and McCree are also in the same boat with phase start evasion people. Yeah, I thought about that.
I think it's like 60% for McCroy Bunny though.
I forgot to write McCree. Stream lagged on my new laptop. What the fuck? Oh yeah, the stream, like I saw it buffering for just a moment.
No,
it wasn't the stream.
There are a few like drop frames I can see. I don't know why frames are dropping. Usually, with this new desktop, it wasn't dropping, but yeah. Even with my playthrough, there was a few drop streams. Alright.
That's all. Obi says it was the stream.
It was a stream of tears rolling down my face. Anyway, we will now move on to the last, what's it called? Evo.
Oh wait, did I remember to say? I was gonna say an AR was good with Kotaro, didn't I?
Maybe. Unless the ARs are there, so.
God damn it, I forgot which AR it was. Ugh, whatever.
No. I'm taking points off your personal score list. Anyway. Alright, so now we will move on to Goemon's skill evolution. Goemon is now positioned in a very unique role where he is the only unit who's able to re-inflict debuffs on the enemy, and he's also the only he's also the only unit to be able to steal buffs outside of a char now, I believe. Actually, that's not true. I think Aiger can do that. No, he's still the only one who can redistribute buffs outside of a charge. Granted, it was only him and Team Cromley before, but now he can do it on his regular attack as well. So, yeah, his main features to discuss are he has now has a role as a status redistributor. I mean, he had that before with his charge, but you know he never gets his charge before. So now he's able to spread and maintain debuffs. And what this means is that he can remove a debuff from the enemy he hits, and then apply that one debuff to everyone within magic range, every enemy within magic range right after. So basically re-inflicting it. So if there was like a turn, if they had countdown and it was about to run out or something, then he'll remove it and then he'll reapply it, and it'll be back to the full 2 turns. And that has a lot of cheese potential in it. Now, it's actually harder to execute than it seems though, because he actually inflicts obstruct directly before that at an 80% rate. So more likely, he's just going to inflict obstruct and then remove his own obstruct to reapply it to have constant obstruct, which is why that AR that increases gives him obstruct advantage is even stronger now. But it also prevents him from having a very strong mean functionality of prolonging debuffs indefinitely. Now, the catch is that a lot of challenge quest enemies are immune to obstruct or any other kind of skill influencing debuff. So in those particular challenge quests with those units, he's able to indefinitely inflict some pretty strong debuffs, such as countdown, or any number of defensive debuffs, such as a stigma or what's it called, break, freeze, yes, freeze, anything like that. So yeah, he's quite strong like that. If he actually activates it at a 70% rate, which is quite respectable, to be honest. And like if he hits multiple units, then he has multiple chances of redistributing those debuffs. Could be multiple, but it's probably just going to be the one he has. Which is why, like, if you're planning for a particular strategy, I would recommend not doing using several different kinds of debuffs. It's probably better if you just work with a signal debuff for him to reapply, because the mechanics of what's called status removal and targeting, which ones you target with copies and stuff like that, it's still sort of unknown. We don't fully understand which one is like removed first, if there's a list of debuffs or a list of buffs, and which one is copied first and all that. There seems to be it seems to be biased for statuses that are applied most recently, but even that's not very consistent upon certain situations. So it's still a mystery. If any of you know how to clarify that case, let us know. It's one of the great mysteries of Housamo, to be honest. I wish LifeWonders themselves would provide clarification, but they don't even provide clarifications over basic numbers in the game, what's called, multipliers from statuses. Alright, so the second part of this is buff redistribution. He is able to steal buffs from enemies and then apply to the allies adjacent to him. So essentially it just works exactly like discharge, except now it's outside of discharge, which is really, really nice, to be honest. But yeah, so just this would also work as well really well with the combo AR, which we mentioned before, because not only is Goemon already a healer and a CP battery, but he now can also remove debuffs as well, and remove buffs, and reapply them. And all those cases are stackable, is the important bit, except for maybe the application part, but the removing them for sure. And if he's able to combo twice, then that means he's able to remove twice as much buffs, he's able to heal twice as much, and he's able to give twice as much CP as well. So that's why the combo AR is exceedingly strong in Goemon, provided it is on a map where there's a lot of units to actually hit. So I would recommend to specific team competitions or ARs for a Goemon. So of course, inflictors with disabling debuffs such as Charm or Possession or Break, not Signal, anything that prevents units from moving, anything that prevents them from attacking, anything like that. They're extremely strong and perfect for Goemon, but most likely for challenge quests they'll be immune to that. So in which case, inflict other strong debuffs like Countdown or Stick and all that. And you can also try to bring this with buff bestowers to enemies, I guess, like any Beach Babe who inflicts Ardor to the enemy. Consider bringing Goemon if you want to steal that Ardor back, I suppose. And also Rate Razors would be good. And anything that gives debuff advantages, not just to Obstruct, but also to any sort of debuff setup you're using for Goemon to indefinitely keep up. So for example, if you want to indefinitely keep up Countdown and spread it to everyone, then you might want to bring regular Shino with his Countdown advantage as well. And you might... So the ARs I would suggest listed there are the combo AR with Goemon, which is after attacking combo, and also a little bit of healing. Also the Rate Razor, the Oath of Binding with Arc on it. And there is the Reflect debuff AR with Oniwaka, if you want to make sure the enemy just keeps those debuffs themselves. And there's the Obstruct advantage AR, which you also talked about. You can also consider bringing the Shiro, the Ultra AR, to inflict fear directly to the enemy and then spread it to everyone after directly. Because fear is only to the square in front, but then Goemon can just lift that and then reapply to everyone within magic range. So
turn into a bootleg Shiro.
Yeah, very bootleg Shiro. You can also consider bringing the Bind AR, which is an interesting choice too, since you can equip that as well, and just bind everyone within magic range.
Bootleg Ben 10.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All my thoughts.
I just thought about something. Since the proc rates are so low, well, they're not so low, but they're not exactly reliable. The only person that Goemon likes, unfortunately, he doesn't like Kotaro.
Kotaro likes him, so that's good.
So they can't get the twofold synergistic buff. But Volos, he liked Volos, and Volos can grant combo, so there could actually be some synergy there where Volos gives him combo and the buff.
Yeah, good eye.
Yeah. Also, since Kotaro likes Goemon, there's now a lot of synergy here because Kotaro inflicts some pretty debilitating debuffs, as we were talking about earlier, Bind and Darkness, and Goemon can just keep them there indefinitely.
The ultimate setup: beachside Kotaro was a regular Kotaro and Goemon.
Yes. I was actually it also turns Kotaro, vanilla Kotaro's rates to 100% since Kotaro likes him.
Yeah.
Also, I remembered what AI I was going to talk about, but do you want to finish this part first?
Alright. I will... That's all my thoughts on it, so if that's everything, I'll just move on to comments. That's fine.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk about Volos.
Where were we? Sorry.
Stream. It was the stream.
No. 20%, 30% for the little Uri with his fully seated treatment. Come Goemon. Yeah. I'm glad I got his 4-star. He still does that stance like Yusuke's ones. I wonder how hard is Goemon's skill evolution quest. I know it's gonna be hard, even harder than Suzuka's one. I don't remember skill evo quests in general. I really didn't. It's on stream if you want to see it. I believe I did it there, but it wasn't too bad.
They're mostly just, you can just brute force them.
Yeah, just bring Kotaro surprisingly to blower jump. Who knew? Raises a 5-star Chernobog before lowering him back down.
We didn't talk about Chernobog a single time here, did we?
That's because LifeWonders forgot Chernobog exists in this reprint. It's fine. Actually, none of the ARs feature Chernobog on them, do they?
Yeah, none of them are also like super synergistic with him.
Yeah, well, he's already a strong support unit. Just throw him on and then look at my YouTube comments for someone saying, I finished this with 5-star Chernobog. I really shouldn't be throwing shade when it's viewers like that right now. Anyways, OMG, he does the same thing like Tezcatlipoca steals buff. Well, Tezcatlipoca is like, he has to move to do it, and Sony directly, like, I think it's Diamond Rage for his 5-star.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't say it's exactly the same. It's like
it's only to self. He's selfish.
Yeah,
go
like,
more generous.
Yeah, he's like a Robin Hood kind of thing. I want to say Robin Hood, but then there's that whole Robin Hood debacle with that company. So I don't want to tarnish his name like that. Anyway,
Goemon is a noble thief. So
noble thief indeed. Stole my heart. Steal and redistributes crit. I guess that could work. Actually, no. Would that work? Yeah, it would work. It will work. Yeah, provided Goemon is at front. And slot wise. Regarding debuff removal, I was trying him with Ellie a bit, but since her debuff ranges are weird, Goemon's skills EV quest was stupid easy. 4x was Giant Ninja. Yeah, it wasn't too much of a I believe. Go on, the Phantom Thief.
That's a Persona 5 reference.
I will never understand Persona. One day I'll... Actually, that's not even promising that. I feel like I should, but no motivation for Persona.
Stream Persona.
No.
Don't do that. It'll take forever.
No. It would work. It worked with stealing crits with Daikaku. Yeah, it would.
Daikaku.
Well, I'm sure Arby's is fairly strong. But yeah, that is all the content. Unless you have anything else to add on top of that, Salgas, for this specific AR?
Not this one, but AR. What?
This specific EVO, sorry.
No. I want to say the Kotaro thing, but in the moment.
Okay. Then I guess we can give our final thoughts to the overall event, the unit banner, and just the challenge quests and upcoming content.
Let me say the Kotaro thing first.
Okay, say the Kotaro thing first.
So we will talk about the Golden Harvest AR earlier. No, not the Golden Harvest. The Attack of the Killer Watermelons one. The one where you take damage, or deal damage when being hit. I was going to say that Kotaro 5 is a good proponent for this because he is designed to get hit now, and he's designed to have evasion, get hit, debuff them, so he can also reduce their health with this if he so chooses.
I'm surprised they didn't put it in the recommendation list. Fucking Seth just stole his luck. Oh well. But
yeah,
this is
Kotaro's everywhere, so
that's the true famous Konin Jutsu ability. He's just everywhere when it comes to relevance for this content.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so I believe that is all the content. I almost got everyone on the banner, even Kotaro's right there. Melons. Yes, Kotaro's melons. Not Kotaro's melons, I'm saying Goemon's melons. Yeah, that is pretty much it. We will now talk about, briefly, the event. How do you feel about it? After 2 years, it's finally back. The very famous event that began everything. The uprising of strong cards in general, and no longer just doing wimpy tenacity every turn and all that.
Okay, that's a cool picture. this event is, I mean, I like pretty much all the units from the event because they're all strong and pretty unique. Especially now, Kotaro or Goemon's a lot more unique. And it was the first event where I really started getting into making videos or clear videos, even though at the time I was only doing challenge runs insofar as trying to help people. It just started because I was trying to help people clear that damn Albrecht map that everyone was having trouble with.
This was the beginning of Zalga's legacy, so this is an important event to him too. This is when he started like making video. Well, I'm not. You did some video clips, I believe, too, back then.
It was just like short clips. It wasn't like any full clears or anything.
And thus his history as a host tuber began.
And then it just kind of became a challenge run thing because I was doing it with the units that I was limited to because of their specific inventory of units. And then Jiangxi happened, and then I did 3-star run, and then that was all she said. That was all she wrote.
But yeah, this as you can see, it's somewhat nostalgic for Zalgas. It's extremely nostalgic for me too, because I have said this consistently ever since this banner released. This is by far one of the best banners ever. Like, personally, I find it better than Kanon and Fashionista and all that. I'll just make a disagree, but overall, I'd still say it's one of the strongest banners. Just because Andvari and Kotaro exists, and what's called Goemon now has improved functionality, so he's amazing too, potentially. Well, we'll see, but he seems amazing with his unique functionality now. And there's also Seth still being the prime combo unit after all these years. And Beachside Turnbuck still infesting my comments with team compositions. And Volos doesn't exist.
They should have. Why didn't Volos get debuffed for this? He needs one. Like, even if they just buffed all his debuff advantages to ×2, that would have been
it's
enough.
so sad how every unit is just at least by minimum pretty damn good, and then like at max amazing, except for Volos. Jesus Christ.
It's just kind of okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I would strongly recommend pulling this banner, if not for the fact that right after this event, we should be receiving new semesters. So look forward to that. Keep in mind, last new semester we received Lianen, so that should be enough to give you an idea of how important it is to save for new semester.
It's like Lianen, Daikoku, Dale, Balor, stuff like that, wasn't it?
Katsuga, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy this art drawn by Nichi Netourism. It's a bit awkward that I'm showing this for the first time without Irby here, but maybe rest in pieces. But maybe next time you can comment on it directly. Let's see. OMG fan Kotaro Kage. Yeah, it's wonderful. If you have any fan art, not that I'm like soliciting for it, but yeah, go ahead and share it. I might put up just like this. I was a bit disappointed by the ARs and banner, but they're okay. Yeah, I would say the Volos AR, of course, is the least impressive out of all of them, but they all have decent usage, to be honest. Yeah, they look beautiful for sure. Okay, thank you for joining us, everyone. That is all our thoughts. So,
can you read that last comment?
That says "Kong Bangwa." Yeah, which I forgot what that means, even though I've heard it a million times. Good morning or something like that, or good evening. Yeah, good evening, I believe. Sayonara. Yeah. Sayonara. All right. Yeah, let's not drag this on anymore. You can find again Zalgas's channel in the description, and we will just head out. Hope you enjoy the rest of the event. All right, on 3, my dude. 3, 2, 1. Bye. Lucky I made it in time for the stream. Yes, you did. Peace.